So my girlfriend and I watched Petey Wheatstraw last night. One of my favorite movies. This is the out-of-print Vinegar Syndrome release. Honestly, I love this movie so much. I moved it up to my top 10 of all time on Letterboxd when we watched it last night. And I've seen like 1,900 movies almost. So, yeah, I wanted to talk today about Rudy Ray Moore. I'll go in release order, so Petey Wheatstraw will be third. But I love his movies. His 4 70s classics. Dolemite, Human Tornado, Petey Wheatstraw, Disco Godfather. These are all Vinegar Syndrome releases, and they're out of print. But I would highly recommend picking them up anyway, because they are great. They'll be a bit pricey. Actually, there was a glitch in my Petey Wheatstraw. I don't know what happened. It froze at one point. I've only played the disc 2 times. I've kept it in good condition. So, I mean, maybe they aren't so great, but they look and sound very good. They're the best releases you'll find of these movies. And so I would highly recommend them. But we'll start with Dolemite. Dolemite, obviously, is his first movie. And it's very funny. And that's the best thing I can say about Dolemite, is that it's very funny. It's solid. It's my least favorite of the 4. He hadn't really found his style yet. Who directed this one? I'm not sure. I should have looked that up first. Oh, D'Urville Martin. It says right there. But, yeah, I think his Cliff Rockmore stuff is really his best stuff. What did Cliff Rockmore? Yeah. Human Tornado. Petey Wheatstraw. And, yeah. Yeah, Human Tornado and Petey Wheatstraw are the 2 best ones. But Dolemite, I've seen it a couple times. I've seen it the least out of any of them. It's a great blaxploitation movie. If you want a good, fun blaxploitation movie that is low budget and humorous, sometimes on purpose, sometimes not, watch Dolemite. It's a good introduction to him, but it is not his peak. But it's worth watching at least once. Next is The Human Tornado, a sequel to Dolemite. This is one of the funniest movies ever made, probably, in my opinion. It's just so crazy. Yeah, they say a non-stop assault on the senses, combining comedy, action, horror, and jaw-dropping weirdness. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. This is his first Cliff Rockmore picture. And it's just so insane. I mean, there's the famous clip where he gets caught in bed with a woman, and he says, "Bitch, are you for real?" I mean, his delivery is just so good. So good. I really think that in another world, these movies took off as like cult classics as soon as they came out, you know, and made a lot of money, like a Dawn of the Dead or something. Obviously, it's not on the same quality as a George Romero movie. I guess maybe a better comparison would be David Lynch, which is still too high quality for Rudy Ray Moore, honestly. But it's the same sort of midnight movie, like cult, strange. People appreciate it because it's strange. And I think there was another world where this happened to these movies. And we had a whole career of Rudy Ray Moore, because he was in a lot of other B stuff, you know, after these 4. But there's only 4 movies that are Rudy Ray Moore movies. And they're so good. I wish there were more. I would watch a whole filmography's worth. And I'm going to be exploring more of his stuff that he starred in later in his career, where he plays like bit parts and things. But it'll never be the same. And honestly, I would say if you want to watch a movie that just captures what he's all about, The Human Tornado is the one. Here it is. Yeah. I said Dolemite's a good starter movie. This is a better starter movie. This is the best movie to start with from him. Even though it's a sequel to Dolemite, I would watch this first to get a taste and then watch Dolemite. Now, Petey Wheatstraw, The Devil's Son-in-Law, is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. It has everything I love about 70s American B filmmaking. Obviously, I'm a big horror fan. As anyone who's scrolled through my letterbox knows, horror is my favorite and most watched genre. And this is one of my favorite cult horror movies of all time. It's right up there with Pieces and Tremors and Sleepaway Camp for me. It's just insane. It is one of the craziest movies ever made. In the first 3 sequences happened, and I asked my girlfriend, do you know what this movie's going to be about? And she said, hell no, because it doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's like a clear story, and if you just disregard all logic, the story makes sense, and is like things happen in the correct sequence and whatnot. But it just is insane. And I love 70s satanic stuff. Obviously, the devil is the bad guy in this sort of movie, and he is in a lot of them, like All the Colors of the Dark, which I just talked about on my Ernesto Gastaldi video. But this has one of my favorite just aesthetics of any movie. If I could live in the aesthetic of a movie, I might not pick this one, but I would consider it, which is saying something. I just love this cheap Halloween type costumes that everyone has on, who's supposed to be a devil and that sort of thing. I love the shenanigans of the magic pimp cane that's imbued with the powers of Satan. It's just so good. I love it. One of my favorite movies. Highly recommend this one. If you only watch one movie from him, this is the one. And then finally we have Disco Godfather, his last release. This one, I hesitate to say that it's experimental in like an art film sort of sense, like a David Lynch sort of sense. But it's his most experimental movie. It's just incredibly bizarre. And if you like just weird shit, you will enjoy this movie. Because it's just weird shit. I don't think I opened up Petey Wheatstraw. Maybe I did, but that's what it looks like. I mean, what does the back of the box say? Yeah, it's an anti-drug movie. It's like a PSA. But the message kind of gets lost in just how bizarre the film is. And of course, all of his movies have kung fu. Yeah, hallucinogenic nightmare sequences. Petey Wheatstraw is a horror movie. This is his scariest movie. It's not actually frightening, but this would terrify a child if they watched it because of how just bizarre the nightmare sequences are. And the drug hallucinations and whatnot. It's so just unhinged is the best word to describe this movie. This is the most unhinged movie, and I highly recommend it. I'd save this one for last. It's not one of his greatest achievements. It's probably my third favorite, ahead of Dolemite, but it's still very, very entertaining, and I would highly recommend it. And it's a great way to fill out your collection, because if you're going to have any of them, If you like any single one of these movies, you'll like all four. And these Vinegar Syndrome releases are amazing. I've had them for years. And I can't recommend Rudy Ray Moore movies, especially Petey Wheatstraw, enough for fans of B, action, and horror. It's just some of the best blaxploitation you're going to find. And yeah. Love Rudy Ray Moore. See you next time.